All right, so today we're diving into this incredibly beautiful work by Clarissa Pinkola Estés. Now, she's not just an author, she's what's known as a cantadora, a keeper of old stories. And her whole thing is about the healing power of narrative. You know, how these tales passed down for generations can actually help us answer some of life's biggest questions.
And we're going to jump right in with the big one, the question at the very heart of this. In a world that's always telling us we need more, what does it actually mean to have enough? It sounds like a simple question, right? But the answer? Well, it's anything but.
So you're not going to get a straight, simple definition from Estés. That's not how she works. Instead, true to her tradition, she answers our question with a story. In fact, she gives us several stories, all nested inside each other, kind of like those Russian matryoshka dolls. And with each layer we peel back, we get a little closer to the truth.
So let's start with that first outermost story. It's an old tale about a great wise man known as the Baal Shem Tov. And this story, it really sets the stage for understanding just how powerful a story can be when pretty much everything else is gone.
Okay, so the Baal Shem Tov taught his followers this very specific sacred ritual. You had to go to a special place in the forest, light a fire in a particular way, and say a sacred prayer. The first generation, they knew it all, perfectly. But then, look what happens. The next generation, they forgot how to light the fire. The third generation, well, they forgot the fire and the special place. And by the time you get to the fourth generation, everything, the place, the fire, the prayer, it's all gone. Lost to time. Everything, except for one thing, the story of how it was all supposed to be done.
And this is the punchline. This is the whole point. When all the rituals were gone, when all the physical pieces of the ceremony had vanished, when all they had left was the story itself, God still came. The story, all by itself, was enough. It held all the power. Now hang on to that idea as we peel back the next layer.
So let's go one layer deeper. We're moving into the author's own life now, with a story from her auntie Irina. She was a Hungarian survivor of the war, and someone who understood, through unimaginable loss, what truly matters in this life.
Think about this. When people would ask Auntie Irina what she wanted for her birthday, this was her answer. After everything she'd been through, enough had nothing to do with stuff. Enough was being able to feel again, to hold a child, to feel love, to laugh, even just to be able to cry. That is the perspective she's coming from as she tells her own story.
Now, here's something really important. The way she tells her story is by talking about herself in the third person. She calls herself the old woman. And this is such a powerful human thing to do, right? It's a way to create a little bit of distance from a memory that's just too painful, too raw, to say, this happened to me. It's her story, but told as if it happened to somebody else. And so, we step into Auntie's story. The scene is just bleak. It's a war-torn country, middle of winter, and two total strangers find this tiny, fragile moment of safety together.
Just try to picture this. An old woman has just escaped being captured by soldiers. She's completely alone in a frozen forest. She's lost her family, her home, literally everything. The world is just cold and dark and full of danger.
And then she stumbles across this tiny, abandoned hunter's hut. But she's not alone for long. Huddled inside is an old man, and he's just as terrified as she is. They've been stripped of everything. They have nothing. They're just two souls in rags, sharing their fear in the dark. They have no food, no fire, no comfort. Just the cold and the fear of the night. So, to get them through until morning, the old man offers the only thing in the entire world he still has. A gift that doesn't need to be held. He offers her a story. And here we are. We've reached the very center of the Matryoshka doll. The old man's story is a timeless classic, a tale about a young couple that gets right to the heart of our big question. What is enough? So the story goes like this. In a village that was also recovering from war, there's a young couple, deeply in love but very poor. They each have only one thing of value. He has his grandfather's beautiful gold watch, a family heirloom, and she has this magnificent long hair that was famous throughout the village.
So, the holiday's coming, and the young woman wants to buy a gift for her husband. She makes this incredible sacrifice. She cuts off and sells her beautiful hair to buy a platinum chain for his watch. Meanwhile, at the exact same time, her husband sells his treasured watch to buy a set of exquisite combs for her magnificent hair.
You see the beautiful, tragic irony, right?
They exchange these gifts that are now completely useless. The chain has no watch, the combs have no long hair. But in that moment, they see what they've really given each other. Not things, but everything. Their truest love. And that, the old man says, was enough.
Okay, let's pull back a layer. The old man has finished his story there in the hut, and something has changed. That little story has pushed back the fear and the cold. It's filled the space with a different kind of warmth. It's given them strength. And inspired by that young couple, the old man and old woman, who, remember, have absolutely nothing, decide that they too will exchange gifts on this cold and scary night.
The old woman goes first, and she gives him the only thing she can. It's a gift of incredible beauty, something you can never own, only share. She gives him the gift of the sky.
And the old man, deeply honored, accepts, and he gives her a gift in return. He gives her all the stars in that sky. I mean, think about it. They're trading the entire universe back and forth, finding unimaginable wealth in what's already there for everyone.
But the old man gives one last gift, and this one is maybe the most important of all. He gives her the story he just told her. He says, keep it safe. This isn't just a tale, it's a gift she can carry inside her. It's strength, it's medicine for the soul that can light up the darkest paths. And that brings us to the final layer, the one that connects all the others and, kind of hands the whole thing directly over to us. Because this isn't just a dusty old collection of tales, this is a living inheritance. I mean, just look at this chain of events. Someone, we don't even know who, told that story to the old man. The old man told it to Auntie Irina in that frozen hut. Auntie told it to the author, Clarissa. The author wrote it down and told it to all of us. And right now, I've just told it to you. You are now officially part of this story's journey. And this brings us full circle. The one thing that always remains, the gift that is always truly enough, is the story. It gives us strength, it connects us, it gives us meaning when everything else is gone. So the final question isn't for me to answer, it's for you. Now that you've received this gift, what stories of love, of survival, of what is truly enough are you going to carry forward into the world?